bought a new Kirby and want to keep it running efficiently, then this is the video for you. Now don't forget everything you're using in the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those Kirby products, so make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Hi Kirby fans, welcome back to the channel. So today's video has been requested and I'm going to be sharing the tips and tricks that I use over every 1 to 3 months to keep my Kirby running efficiently. I've still got a Kirby that I bought brand new from 1994 and it still runs a dream and cleans my home perfectly. So today we're going to be looking at the Avalir 100 edition and I'm going to show you what I do to keep my Kirby running efficiently and cleaning to perfection. So let's dive in and have a look. Now these are just a few things I keep around the house for servicing my Kirby every 1 or 3 months. You don't need to use all this, it's entirely up to you. I've got a cordless vacuum as well. Now I didn't buy the cordless vacuum, it was a sponsored video and I got this for free for doing that video. And I will put a link to that video and there will be a link in the description of where to get one of these from. Right, so the first thing I check on the Kirby is normally the portable head and the brush roll. What I like to check is just there's no dog hairs or human hair around here. If there is, just grab a Stanley knife and literally just slice them off and just make sure there's nothing in there. Make sure there's nothing in the fan as well. Normally you get clumps of dog hairs or any bit of debris, big lumps of debris, so paper or anything that might be stuck in there. Obviously make sure your Kirby's disconnected before you do this. If you've got any belts that have burnt out or melted on here, just make sure it's nice and clean. You can use a rag and some isopropyl. Just spray it on the rag, give that a bit of a wipe. It will evaporate and just make sure that's nice and clean. Next up, make sure you've got some cardboard or some paper down. I'm just using a non-generic Kirby bag because I think they're a waste of money. This is just one I picked up with a Kirby and I would never use it. So I just use this basically for just cleaning my Kirby. So with your portable head, just make sure there's no hairs. As you can see, we've got loads of hairs wrapped around there. So we just take this out, lift that off, pull that out, make sure there's no debris in there, give that a bit of a tap. And what I like to do is just wipe that out with a wet wipe. Obviously that's going to get a little bit damp, but it will sterilise it and just stop it from smelling as well. It will just keep that nice and clean. Leave that now to dry. So just put that somewhere to dry. It'll only take a couple of minutes to dry. Obviously don't use your Kirby straight after, but you can see we've got a bit of grime on here that was actually in there. Now with your brush roll, just remove your belt. Make sure there's no hairs wrapped around that belt. Now for this you can either use a Stanley knife or one of these little tools. I find these really handy. This did come with my cordless vacuum and you just slide that along and it will cut all those hairs without damaging your brush roll, and then just pull those hairs off. Then what I like to do is just remove the end, just check that bearing's nice and clean. Now you can use a little paintbrush or something for this, give that a bit of a clean out and pop that back on. Round to the other side, again flip that off, give that a bit of a clean out with your brush, around where your bearing is, make sure there's no hairs in there. So you can see you get quite a bit of grub and grime in there. Pop that back on. Put your belt on. You can check your belt or change your belt. You shouldn't have to change it at 3 months. It should last a little bit longer than that. I'll get about 6 months out of my Kirby belts. And we'll just put that one side while that dries. So next part of the Kirby you want to check is just your mini emptier. So if you lift that out, just check in there there's no debris or anything in there. Give that a bit of a tap. Make sure everything that's in there comes out. And there's no blockages. A lot of the time you might get pet hair stuck in there if you sucked up big clumps of hair and they'll tend to stick in there. But that is pretty clean. Now you can wipe this out with a wet wipe if you like. Just make sure you keep it separate and let it dry if you're wiping out with a wet wipe, or just get a simple rag and just wipe that out with a dry rag over your paper. Next part to check is in here. So we just pull this out. This will literally just pull out 2 fingers and out that comes. So you can see we've got a bit of hair there. Just remove any hair, any debris. Either grab a rag or a wet wipe. So just a bit of a duster rag. Give that a bit of a dust. Clean that out. In there, just give that a bit of a wipe. Once you start your Kirby back up, it will suck any excess that's been stuck there. Literally because you've got a little bit of a lip here and it just tends to get stuck under there. Then pop that back in. Now we've got that back in, just spray that with a little bit of silicone spray or rubber lubricant. And then just give that a little bit of a rub round. That will make your mini empty out just slide a little bit easier and will protect this rubber. And then just reconnect your bag. Finally, what I like to check is just the bag, so make sure it's not full. It hasn't gone past that full line, so at the moment we've got plenty of use left in there. We're still quite below that full line, about 2 or 3 inches. So just disconnect your bag again, lift that off, and just check there's no blockage in there, which there's not, and then pop that back on. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes now, so this is nice and dry, nice and clean. It's ready to put our brush roll back in. So just make sure that you've got the ball bearing by your magnetic sensor at that end, and then just put your brush roll back in. So depending on what number it was on when you got it out, put it back in on the same number. Don't forget there are links in the description below for the best place to get those Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Now, I hope you enjoyed that quick maintenance video on how to keep your Kirby clean and efficiently, and literally do this roughly every 1 to 3 months. It's entirely up to you. The main issue I have more normally is hair wrapped around that brush roll, and like you're seeing, it's really simple to remove, and then just the occasional blockage you might have if you've got pets that are long haired, you've been sucking up a lot of paper or debris in your Kirby. Now, for those of you looking to do a full service on your Kirby, then check out this video, and for those of you looking to stop your Kirby bag smelling, check out this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.